have this innate ability to love and nurture and serve the other women around them. About 10 years ago, I had the opportunity to travel to China with a group of friends. I toured the country for about 3 weeks, and it was an amazing experience. It was something that changed my life for the better and had a big impact on me. And I remember there was one incident in particular. We had ridden a bus to Semetai, to Beijing. It's outside Semetai. It's just a little outside Beijing, and it's where you can go to see some of the oldest unrestored places in the Great Wall, some of that original wall. And so we decided to go out there and hike along the wall. And unfortunately on this trip I got sick, and you know that happens. You're traveling in a foreign country for an extended period of time. Food is different, environment is different, and so I had found that I was kind of taken ill that day. And so I wasn't able to hike as far and go as far as my companions, and so I said, you guys go and leave me, and I'll just sit with my bottle of water and I'll rest in the shade of one of the stone watchtowers. And so that's what I did. So I sat down and I had a book, and I was just kind of sitting there on this cool stone floor, and I was just like kind of enjoying the day and was just trying to feel better. And I noticed that there was this elderly Chinese woman off to the side, and she was really watching me, and she was there selling postcards to the tourists, and that's what they do. People will sell postcards kind of along the wall, and especially in the stone towers. And so she was kind of selling her postcards, and she just kept watching me, and I noticed that maybe she was kind of concerned about me. She seemed to be concerned about me, and so eventually she came up to me and she started speaking to me in Chinese, and I said "Ting wu dong," which is I don't understand, and just said, I'm sorry, I don't speak the language, I don't understand. And so she began to gesture with her hands to me that she wanted me to stand up, and so I did. And I wasn't sure what we were doing or what was going on, but she said, kind of got me to stand up. So I stood, and she had this old bag full of postcards, and she pulled out a newspaper, and this is the newspaper that she pulled out, and she placed it on the ground, pulled it out and unfolded it, and then she placed it on the ground and then motioned for me to sit down. And in that moment, the realization of what was happening just washed over me, and I realized that this woman was trying to do something nice for me. She was trying to serve me. She was trying to make my experience there in the tower on the dirty floor a little more comfortable. And I was so touched by that. And it's been something that has stayed with me. All these years later, I have thought a lot about that, and it's had such an impact on me. And I think what I realized in that moment is that women have this innate ability to love and nurture and serve the other women around them. They have such good hearts and an openness to helping others, and I think this inherent ability is so beautiful, and it's universal. It transcends language, and it transcends culture. This woman was a stranger to me and couldn't even speak my language and was from a completely different culture, and yet she was serving me and was showing love to me. And that, honestly, over the years, I have carried that with me as I have carried this newspaper. All these years, I have carried that with me, and I think it ignited the spark in me to kind of make me reflect on how I love others and how I love people around me. It kind of just like ignited this little spark to do like some soul searching and to really look at how I serve others in my sphere, how I love others. And one of the things that I realized just in all of that soul searching and maybe it's a personal truth for me, or maybe it's kind of my life's purpose, is that I have been blessed with this gift to love others without condition. And so that's something, because of this woman, that I've really strived to do. I've changed the way I love and serve others. I've refashioned myself, I guess you could say, in that I have a sincere desire to uplift and to reach out to encourage and inspire the women around me. And in that I am tremendously blessed for it. And not even the people that I know. I think it's really easy to love and serve people in our families and in our communities and our neighborhoods and stuff, but like I sincerely want to reach out to and connect to just women in general, because I think we're not really that different from each other, which is what this Chinese woman taught me, that, you know, despite where we come from and what our culture may be, really the bottom line is like we want to love and we want to be loved, and really we need each other. And so like what talents I have and what I could offer, and one thing that I've been blessed with and that I'm so humbled by is my ability to write and to share my story. And that's kind of what got me writing and like sharing with other women, is just reaching out to them in the way that I know how, as this Chinese woman did for me. And during a particularly challenging time in my life after I had my son and was feeling really blue and was going through all of that postpartum turmoil that is so hard, I had a dear friend say to me, fight to find the joy in every day, because there's good in every day and there's joy to be found in every day. And if you fight for it, and some days it will feel like that, it'll feel like you're fighting, but if you fight for it, you will find it. And that's been something that I have tried to share with just women in general, as like a way to show them that I love them and that I support them. And I think it all kind of stems from this experience that I had with this Chinese woman. I just want you to know that there is good all around you. You can find it on the Great Wall. You can find it in the walls of your own home. You can find it everywhere and anywhere. There's goodness all around you. There are good people all around you. And I know that if you fight to find the joy, if you search for the joy in the life, and if you search for the good in life, you'll find it.